What you want, yeah. We just chillin' by the Wawas, lemonade with the large fries. Puff twice for the calm high, ayy, what you want, yeah. Big checks make the bank bounce. Old school candy paint down. Bad chicks, they from down south, ayy, what you want, yeah.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, BQ Quick Review. I'm your host, BQ, and today we're going to be doing a reaction video. And we're going to be doing a Jubilee video called Do All Black Men Think the Same? Alright, and yeah, I'm going to just say it in the beginning. Spoiler warning, they don't all think the same, obviously. But let's see what their thoughts are and what kind of questions are going to come up. But before I get into it, you know the cliche stuff. I'm not even going to say it. Y'all know what to do. Make sure y'all share that video. Get me to 1,000 subs. You know, help your boy out. And yeah, let's see if all black men think the same.
I am expected to have a big dick. 3, 2.
Let's say I'm gonna try to answer these. Questions with them, and honestly, it depends on the race of woman. Like, if it's everyone besides black women, then yes, you're expected to have. At least that's what I think. You're expected to have a big dick, but I think with black women, you know, I think if they have dated a lot of, dated within their race, then they know that that's not true for everybody. But yeah, it's expected, and you know, it's not something I'm mad at, because you know, luckily I live up to the expectation. But you know, it sucks for the guys, I guess, that, you know, fall short of that. No pun intended. But yeah, let's see what the guys say.
1, go.
Nobody disagrees. Yo. Yeah, I feel like it's a stereotype. And we know that stereotypes aren't realistic, but I mean, personal encounters, I don't feel like there's leeway. I feel like, okay, that one we're keeping. Like, that's what the general notion is.
I think it gets into the issue of positive and negative stereotypes and how people need to realize that there is no such thing, because what you do is you put people into a box where they're expected to live up to a standard. And I feel like it's over sexualizing black men. You know, you should want to date someone more for the pleasure physically that they can bring to you. And I know I've talked to people personally who will be like,
yeah, I think out of all the stereotypes that we have, I think that's one that, like, most black men don't care for. You know, that's one they're not that angry about, I'd say. So, you know, you could always have a bad stereotype. So I guess it's good to have one good one. Yeah.
oh, you're lucky you're black, you have a big member. And I'm like, well, I have other things to offer too. Like, I'm well-spoken, I have a good sense of humor, I'm well-traveled. Like, you go straight to like what's underneath my zipper.
Yeah, I mean, that's been my experience a lot of times, especially, you know, meeting different people. That's the expectation. And I just tell them, 2-inch Punisher, you know, don't expect too much. I'm just joking, but it's I think a lot of people watch a lot of porn too, and that's where it comes from. Like, when you watch a lot of porn, you see, you know, these mandingos and, you know, 10-inch monsters, and they expect that to be reality, and a lot of times it's not, but that's the expectation that they have. So
Our audience submit hot takes about this group specifically, and they are hot. So, black men cheat on their significant others far more than other races.
I'm just like,
Ooh, strongly disagree. No, I think that black men cheat just as much as any other race cheats. Like, I don't think there's any more or less, or anything like that. So yeah. Very weird question for me. Let's see what these guys say.
Where is this study published? Did someone do some research where they calculated numbers over a given period of time?
The reason why it was going to be neutral is because I don't know the numbers. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Why I'm like, I
true or not.
don't disagree.
So I came this way because of the keyword far more. I was like, do black men cheat? In generally, like you're not apt to not cheat because of the color of your skin.
To prescribe this to race feels nefarious in a way that I feel like it was coming from a place of somebody that got cheated on by a black man. Like, it was like, yeah, black men cheat all the time. Come on, this doesn't even make sense.
Black men are attracted to big butts.
Is it?
Yeah, we made that shit hot. I'm gonna just put it out there. We liked big butts before everybody made big butts a big thing. No pun intended. Damn, I keep going with this shit. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. But yeah. If we take a majority, yes. I don't think I've met a black person that didn't like fat ass. Not saying that other races don't like it, but we've been liking that shit for a long time. You know, back when that wasn't the norm and that wasn't popular, you know. People would make fun of big butts, actually, you know, back then. But yeah, I always liked a girl with fat ass. I'm just putting that out there for my viewers, you know. Just want to keep it personal. You know?
21, big booty privilege. Where you putting that?
Oh.
S tier. S tier. I don't care. S tier. If you got a fat ass, yo, all my fat ass, yo, all the girls with fat asses, like this video, comment, subscribe so I can go in your DM. But anyways, nah, if you got a fat ass, yo, if you got fat ass, that could change your life. You know? But let's see what they say.
Do we agree with that statement, or do I personally?
I mean, there's nothing biologically innate to like black men to, you know, to like ass.
I think it ties into hip hop and the whole strip club scene.
Yo, stop lying. Y'all all know y'all like a girl with a fat ass, yo. Yo, stop lying, man. Most black men, like, here's where the cap is coming. Like, I understand y'all trying to not be all thing like, oh, not all black people like this or attracted to this, but they are. I think most men nowadays in general are attracted to like big butts. But there is a such thing as having like too big. Like, you know, when you go get surgery and your butt is just mad big and your thighs is just mad small, then that just looks weird. But yeah. Don't listen to these people. We like girls with big butts. Oh, I gotta say that over. We like a girl with a fat ass. There we go. Much better.
Right now, we are so far gone from like the natural aesthetics of just a natural person that right now it's all about who has the fattest ass. Who ass is 25 pounds with 2-pound legs. You know what I mean? Like that's hot for some reason. And I personally don't get it. I mean, it looks unnatural to me, like, you know, but I mean, a nice ass is just a nice ass though.
Bro, black people are funny, and if you ever try and roast one of them, they will roast your ass so hard that you'll have no roast to rebuttal.
I don't know how to...
Strongly disagree. Yes, I know so many people, so many black people who are dry as hell. Dry as hell. Can't say a joke to save their goddamn life. So, yeah, like, that was a stupid one. I'm not gonna lie. That was a stupid question. Whoever submitted that question, that was a stupid question. No, we're not all funny. We're not. We're just not. Yeah.
I just that.
I get what he's saying. I think black people as a collective are funny.
If you go to black Twitter, if you go to black Instagram, black Facebook, like you're going.
Okay, I will say this though. We do tend to make fun of each other and everything. We make because we've struggled in different ways. I guess we have to have a sense of humor and make the struggle look fun, if that makes any sense. You know, make it look fun. And shit, I guess it's working so far, because I don't remember what that dude name. He was like, everybody want to be black but don't want to be black. But yeah, nah. Okay, I can see it a little bit. I can see it a little bit.
You're going to laugh. So I think that in that aspect, that's why like that statement has so much truth in it, because you just, it's like.
So I guess it's like the question is like, black people as a whole, are they funny? Or is like any black person gonna knock your ass off because he's super funny? Like, I think that's just the difference.
Yeah.
Black people as a whole, like, yeah, they got jokes, you know, it goes back and forth, cool.
That's why I said as a
But
collective.
don't think that any black person you go to expect like a really good joke, you know?
The N-word.
Yeah, that last guy hit the nail on it, because that's how I thought of it or whatever. Because like I'm thinking of the individual way, but us as a collective, yeah, but not every black person funny. Like I said, I met some dry ass motherfuckers. Let's keep going.
Should stop being used by all races. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm guessing they're including black people also. Shoot, that's a hard one. I had this conversation with somebody too about like other people like saying the N-word, like if you have like a white friend, can they say the N-word or whatever? And I'm just like, no, under no circumstances. I don't care. Like, just don't say it around me. I'm one of those people. But yeah, let me just give it a buck. Excuse me. But black people are gonna keep saying it, and they should keep saying it, because the way we've owned the word and transformed it from something that was such a thing to put us down is just amazing. So it, like, the word itself isn't you know, we've taken ownership of it to like, this is specifically for us, whatever. And you know, honestly, with my thing on it, there's different perspectives. People think differently. There's some black people who are like, nobody should say it, and there's some black people who are like, only black people can say it. And then there's some people who are like, only white people can't say it, which is kind of where I fall in a little bit. And then there's other people who are like, oh, well, anybody can say it or whatever, or if you're cool enough with them, you can say it. So yeah, everybody's not on the same thing with it, but yeah, let's see what these guys say.
Go.
That's hard. I just think the N-word, when you look at the root of the word, even slaves would use it to describe other black people when accepting their supposed oppression. So I just think, when I think about that, I don't think you can do anything to erase the history and the blood that's been shed on that word. There are so many people who the last thing they heard was the N-word as they were being murdered. So I just, when I think about that, yes, I think the word should stop being used.
Personally, me, I feel like it kind of starts with us. The fact that we make it so cool within music and within like entertainment that it lets other people feel like they have a pass, or that it's okay because my favorite rapper said it, or I heard it here, or you guys say it all the time, how come I can't say it? But at the end of the day, it's black culture pain, and if anyone's going to be using it, it should only be us, and that's it.
You can't really own a word. I think, you know, we can own it in the sense where it's a black cultural thing, but the idea where we kind of make it out to where we say like, oh, other people can't say it, I think that's more of like a insecurity within the black culture of not being able to hold power, because historically, it's like, right, historically, black people didn't have as much power, so we're trying to hold on to literally a word that only has meaning because we add meaning to it.
I mean, respectfully, I ain't trying to hear that, right? Like, I feel like the only reason it's policed so much, and I feel like the only reason we even have like this debate or this debacle over whether we can use it or not is because we're black people. And I'm not one of those people that think everything is racist and all that, but in this specific instance, right? In several instances, women in many instances have reclaimed the word bitch to be a term of endearment. There are, in the 90s, there was heavier women reclaimed the word fat, obviously respelling it and things like that. But I feel like in those instances, nobody bats an eye. Why is that understood? But with this, it's so confusing. Like, oh, I don't know if like, you know when there are boundaries set. And
because we made it cool. And this guy's bringing up a good point. Because we made it cool, and because it's such a popular thing, and just like you said, even in the rap music, you know, they have artists that they love that say that exact word, and they want to say it because it just seems cool and stuff. But you know, not understanding what it is behind it. So I don't know. Yeah, you just. I'm kind of with this guy on it, but yeah, why are they trying so hard to say it? Like,
that word is one of the boundaries that I think we have respectfully and rightfully set up for ourselves. So I don't want to. I'm not trying to hear the like. If we use it, why can't it? We do that all the time with a bunch of different things, and I don't think this should be one of the areas where we're like, yeah, let everybody. Nah, I'm not.
Well, I think it goes back to where you're saying boundaries, because when you break down to inner communities where, you know, blacks and Asians, blacks and whites in hip hop culture, where there's like, it's 5 group of friends and their black friends don't care. They're like, say it. Like that happens. So it's like, we're having this broad conversation, and, you know, I know all of us aren't trying to be the spokespeople for black people, right? But it's like, it's such a convoluted, I guess, topic where it's like the expectations aren't clear to people depending where you are. If you're on the East Coast, West Coast, like it's very unclear. That's what I think. I'm not arguing whether or not it's okay to say it or whether white people should say it. I'm just saying, if we don't want white people to say it, I think it needs to be very clear. And I think even in fact, in this new age of our culture, I think we're seeing more people saying we don't want white people to say it.
Yeah, because that's kind of where I fit into it. And yeah, and they brought up a good point. You know, there's other black people who sit with their friends and they say, oh, it's okay, you can say it. I know you're not saying it in a hateful way, but that's not the point. You should just stop them from saying it. Don't get them used to saying it in the first place. Because I remember I had a friend or whatever, he's white or whatever, and he had came up to me and he had said it, you know, not in a hateful way or anything like that, but he just said it. And it didn't even register to me that he said it, because he said it so casual, because you could tell he was so used to saying it without realizing it. And then when it hit me that he said it, I was like, yo, I know you didn't mean in a hateful way or whatever, but like, don't say that again. Like, you need to chill out with, like, don't say that. Like, I don't know who gave you the pass to do that. But yeah, because here's the thing. We weren't even like that cool for him to say that to me, you know, so he didn't know how I would react. So you never know how comfortable he gets till he says it to the wrong person, because somebody could take that much differently or whatever. I know if it was like me in a different time period, I would have took it much more seriously. So yeah, just if you do have friends like that, I would recommend you tell them just not say it at all. And I understand they're your friend, they're cool, and you know, they're not even thinking of it in a hateful way. I understand they're not thinking of it in a hateful way, but they still should not say it. That's my opinion.
Phobia is a big issue in the black community. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, and I think a lot of black people don't want to talk about this, but yeah, homophobia is an issue in the black community. I'm not going to even cap. Especially back in like the 90s and early 2000s and stuff, like it was definitely, you know, the black community wasn't very supportive of, you know, the whole gay movement and everything like that, you know. Not saying that they should like be all for or anything, and they have to rise up and fight for it, because black people have their own things they have to fight for. But there shouldn't be such a I don't know, such a a hate for it, you know, and just looking down at it, and just or treating people different for just liking the same gender and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie too, you know, I'm not gonna sit here like I'm innocent and everything. I did participate in that when I was younger, in that homophobic nature and stuff like that. But you have to come to a realization, you know, when you get older, when you get mature and stuff, that you're, you know, if it, let people do what they want to do, especially if it doesn't affect you. Like, we don't have to agree. People have to understand that we don't have to agree on the same things, but we can always respect each other. And that's the point, you know? So yeah, I'm not gonna like sit here and cap like, oh yeah, the black community is all okay with it. No, they weren't. I think we are progressing to a good place, where we're more of accepting of it and everything. But yeah, there's some work to do still. I'd say it's better than before, you know, when I was growing up. But yeah, there definitely was that. So yeah.
A lot of us black men, we will rather be friends with the homie that, you know, probably has rape attached to his name than the homie that's part of the LGBTQ plus community. And I think that that's something that, you know, we got to work on as people, because my thing is, I don't understand the whole big phobia of, okay, what he decides to do in his free time or behind closed doors, why does that bother you so much? Why does that affect you? Like, why do you feel like it's such like the scum of the earth?
And I also think it comes from religion, because I don't want to get too controversial with that, but people are very religious, especially in the black community, you know, Christians. And you know, when you talk about the Bible, you know, they say, you know, homosexuality is a sin. So a lot of people have that ingrained in their mind. This is absolutely not right. And for a lot of people too, when they see a man, they want to see a manly man, and they associate that with being straight.
Heterosexual men have a fear that homosexual men will treat them how they treat women, if that makes sense. And so they're afraid of that treatment. And I'm on somewhat agree, because I'm rather torn. I think I've lived a life where I'm around very open-minded, inclusive people. So I'm not sure how big of an issue it is in the community, but I know that in the black church sphere, homosexuality is often made out to be the worst thing that you can be. There's almost nothing worse than being gay. And I think that's also where some of the homophobia comes from. We like to ignore all the other sins, all the other things that the Bible outlines that are not, you know, holy. And then we just take homosexuality and we make it the worst. You know, granted, the Bible says it's an abomination, I get that, but the Bible says any sin will send you to hell, so.
You can't be.
Yeah, yeah, there's a whole thing with yeah, it's right. It does come a little bit from religion and stuff. And I don't know, like, I don't want to get into the whole religion thing too. That may be for another episode. But yeah, not today. I'm gonna do one more of these and then cut it off.
Be pro-black and date a white person. 3.
Ooh. Yo, I had this argument with one of my friends and one of my brothers. Yo, this conversation got this one. You can't be pro-black if you're dating a white woman. That is the stupidest shit ever. You're gonna judge my blackness off of who I date? Honestly, nah, this question got me vivid. I'm about to go in. If you think that I'm not pro-black or whatever because I happen to find somebody, calm down, BQ. Okay. I love black women. They're the most beautiful women on the face of the earth. and I'm most attracted to them. I can explain why. I love the texture of their hair, whether it's 4C, 3C, I don't care. I love their hair. They usually have more fuller lips, their broad noses. The darker they are, the better. I love black women. That's my preference. That's what I like. But if I happen to meet a woman who's white, outside of my race, and they have the qualities and things that I like, and I have dated black women. I've only dated black women in my life. I've only been in a relationship with black women. So if I find somebody of another race that truly makes me happy, and you question my blackness off of just because of my dating, because of who I'm dating, fuck you. I'm gonna just keep that out there. Fuck you. Like you can't just judge my blackness off of the color of the skin of my partner. That is the stupidest shit ever. Stupid. Like, it's called a soulmate, not a skin mate. Like this is where sometimes I can separate from. I have to separate with the black community, because some people say dumb shit like this. Or, they have this whole war with, if you're too light-skinned or something like that, or you're mixed, you're not black and stuff like that. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I hate this shit. And this is why people like Dr. Umar Johnson or whatever, I can agree with some of the things he says, but then he says shit like this, and you just make him sound like a fucking clown. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna get into Dr. Umar Johnson. But anyways... I hope the best for him, whatever. He just has a couple of things I disagree with. But yeah, no, whoever I date, whatever, is because when you wife a woman, there's a difference. You're attracted by a woman because of how they look, because you're attracted to them. But what makes you wife a woman, what makes a man wife a woman, is their mind. Not the body, not the skin color, not nothing. And honestly, if you have those thoughts where you don't want to, you think that somebody's not black because they dated a white woman, you got some reevaluating to do. So yeah, I'm gonna stop right there before I go in. Let me see what these guys are gonna say. I know this is gonna be a little divide here, but let's see.
3, 2, 1, go.
I think really the issue with this statement is, for me, if you are a stand-up person and you stand up on your morals and your character, it doesn't matter who you date. And I think a lot of the issue is a lot of people get into, interracial relationships, or they date white people and they forget who they are. If you are pro-black, it doesn't matter if you're dating a black person, a white person, because you can date a white woman and a black woman and still not even be for the cause. So I really think it's up to the person if they stand on their morals or not.
Yeah, he said a good point, and I just want to bring up too that if you're dating white women for the sense that you don't like black women for whatever cause, because you're not attracted to them or whatever, then that's even worse. Honestly, that's even worse, because you're not even attracted to people that look like you. And I'm not even going to just talk about just black people in general. I'm talking about all races. I think all this weird stuff like, I'm not dating this person because he's white or because he's Asian or anything. There's beautiful people all in every single race. I could show you somebody in every single race that you would be attracted to and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'd fuck with that person. So all this, I'm not dating this person because of this race stuff, is so corny and weird to me, yo. It really is. But specifically because we're talking about the black community, that's one thing I will say. It's just like, that is weird if you don't want to date a black woman or vice versa, because maybe you have some weird thought about black men and black women. Fucking weird. But let's continue.
agree to a certain extent, but personally, me, I feel like if you're pro-black, you're pro-black for everything. Like, you're for the advancement of the race, you're for businesses, you're for everything black. So it's kind of hard for me to understand how someone can be pro-black and want so much for, you know, the black culture and the black race, and then they're in a relationship with someone that doesn't represent that, you know.
So are you saying that if you are black and you're pro-black, you cannot act on attraction to someone from another race?
Personally, I'm not pro-black, but in my mindset, like, I'm saying if you're pro-black, you wouldn't find someone that's not black attractive.
That made no sense. Okay, whatever. But anyways, and somebody said, when I was having that argument, somebody said the same thing. You can't be pro-black if you're not pro-everything. Okay, if you're so pro-black, then shop at only black-owned businesses, buy only black-owned products, go to only black-owned stores. You can't get anything from anywhere else. And don't be like, oh, that's ridiculous. You can do it. You can do it. Don't take anything that's not black transportation. Like, if you're gonna take it that step, you gotta take it all the fucking way. Okay? And don't be like with this old bullshit, like, oh, that's ridiculous or whatever. Back in the days when they did boycotts, people would rather walk than take the bus and stuff. So you can find your way around if you want to be pro-black and we want to go there. So, yeah, nah. I'm sorry. This question got me a little triggered, as you guys can tell.
Not saying attractive, but you wouldn't even want to cross that line and even engage in a relationship with them. You can have like lust, like, hey, she's an attractive white woman, but ideally you want black kids, you want black family, you want your lineage to carry on.
I don't know. I feel like the question in itself kind of like low-key negates the demographics of the country. I mean, black folks make up 13% of the country, roughly, and a lot of the time we live in concentrations. So, you know what I'm saying? If you in Iowa, it's gonna be a little tough to find you like a black woman, especially somebody that might identify as pro-black with you. So I think it depends on what you do, not who you decide to be with.
My first response to that is like, what's the point of looking at people differently? It's like we get upset that people do it to us in generally, like looking at black people and judging them and stereotyping them and making assumptions about them. Is like, so on the flip side, why should we be doing that to other people regardless of who, they're in a relationship, depending on the color of their skin?
I'm not gonna lie, I do. Like, I look at people differently based on who they marry. Because dating, you could be dating for fun. I feel like I look at people different based on who they marry. Like Jordan Peele, Childish Gambino, I feel like I can look at them and be like, I'm not looking down on them. I don't think of them negatively, but I'm like, oh, I see. And like, oh, okay, I see, like, because like black men that date white women, there's something different, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you know what it is. Like oh, okay, Childish Gambino, I can see that. Jordan Peele, okay, I can see that. I can't think of another example, but I feel like I can tell, like, okay, like, that's cool, I'm happy, you happy. It's no disrespect to them, but I see the difference.
I prefer a light-skinned part.
Okay, I'm gonna end it right there. This is a good video. They asked some pretty good questions. Obviously, black men don't think the same, so this was a good video. Yeah, that last question, as you can tell, got me freaking vivid. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you guys think of that, because I know there are other people that have that same goddamn thought where it's like, if you date a white woman or you date a white man, you are not pro-black, which is freaking ridiculous to me. And yeah, that, like, no. But here's what I'll say, though, because I'm not gonna, like, I like to keep it real on this channel and everything. When I do see, let's say, a black woman with a white man, whatever, I don't know, like, I don't try to do it on purpose, but my face just screws up, like, really? That's just an automatic reaction, and I don't know if that's just with all other black people, but that's just the reaction. And you guys heard my thoughts before. I think it's actually really stupid. But yeah, that's just a natural reaction. So maybe that's just a natural reaction for certain black people on how they feel. But there's a difference on how you feel, how you like think, like you really think about things. And I just think that's stupid. I think people should date whoever they want. I think people should date whoever is best for them and best to raise their children, and who are compatible. And the color of their skin does not equate to that. There might be differences in culture, I guess, but yeah, yeah, that's just dumb. Let me just end the video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow my Instagram at biquon. And oh my gosh, what's going on with me? But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. BQ quick review. You know how we do.
Pick up the pieces and patches, I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece lessons with real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid. Pick up the pieces and patches, I gotta be, cause the edges are jagged. I do not call my piece lessons with real beef, they be squeezing them ratchets. You not the same person that you on internet, I've been smelling some catfish. Don't condone violence, cause we move in silence, you know that they got it like Metal Gear Solid.